Hey everyone, welcome back to our Kirby's Adventure 100% playthrough. This is part 5. We are now into level 6, the Orange Ocean. And you probably noticed we did a little bit of backtracking here, and that is for a reason, because the very first hidden switch that we have to get requires getting the hammer. Easiest way to get that is to backtrack to the arena right here and take down this enemy very, very quickly. He's not too tough if you know the pattern, so just watch what I'm doing. Go ahead and give him a little teabag troll. Easy, easy stuff. Suck him in, get the hammer, get out of there. And finally, we can get back to the Orange Ocean and begin our playthrough of this level here. By the way, I will tell you up front, this is where the smelly stuff hits the fan, because unfortunately there will be a death or two in this level alone. It is that difficult if you don't know what you're doing. And I will tell you, by the way, it's been quite a while since I played this level in this game, and there are a couple instances that I wish I could take back. But hey, you're going to see exactly what it is. So, the first part of this level, not too bad. Just be careful of the enemies under the water. And you do want to have the hammer because, as we all know by this point, various weapons do not work underwater unless you have, say, the sword or the hammer. This is a very annoying part of the level right here. You got to be very careful to take out these fireball wheel enemies quickly, because if you let them hit you, they will catch you on fire. And you notice all the holes in this part of the level, right? If you get hit anywhere near a hole, you're done. That's a death, and you only get 7 of them for the entire walkthrough here. So, anyway, there's your switch. Make sure you have the hammer. Take out that place right there, and you'll have your first hidden switch right there with 5 more to go in this level. We're going to continue on forward, and ideally, now you want to go ahead and suck up one of these fireball enemies here, because it makes the rest of this stage very, very easy. So just get up high, fireball twice, maybe 3 times to get all the way to the end. There's a lot of enemies here, so you got to be very careful. Get in the door when it's safe. This last section here is just simply staying up in the air. Now, some of these enemies will come very close to you, so you do need to be cautious, or that could happen. There's really no reason why you can't get past this with a little trial and error, but it's not that difficult anyway. So stay up high, take out the enemies as needed. Now, this last section here, fly over to this far right platform, suck in the sword enemy. There you go, take the sword while you're at it. Go to the exit, and there's the end of the first stage. That wasn't too tricky as long as you can get past the fireball-wielding enemies. Not too bad. Alright, next stage in this world is going to require us to get the stone power-up. And fortunately, there is a stone in this stage. We don't have to do any backtracking to get it. Alright, first part, just stay up high. There's a couple enemies that may cause you trouble, so just be prepared to shoot them with your air puff if they get close. And don't do what I just did. Now, losing the sword's not that big of a deal because we're not going to need it anyway for this next little part right here. So, take that part out. It's not a big deal if you don't get the power up. You probably won't anyway. There's your stone. Make sure you suck it up. If you miss it, you're going to have to restart the level right there. Or complete the level and come back in and do it again. Be very careful of those enemies. They're very annoying. And as we can see, we have the stone. Right about here, be very cautious. You see that bomb up there? Get the hell out of the way, or that's going to happen here. It might even be best to just let that enemy go out of the way before you continue to go up. Fortunately, we didn't lose the stone, because if we did, once again, we'd have to finish this stage and come back and do it all over again. Thankfully, that didn't happen. Now go down, under, and up. I'm going to go in this doorway here. And you're going to see there's an igloo. Interesting, right? Well, you need the stone. Crush the icicles, go down. There's your second hidden switch. So again, that one's not too bad as long as you manage to get through the wraparound there with the stone intact. There's that one little tricky section with the bomb. So if you can get past that, you're probably good. And then you can continue on with the rest of the stage here. It would probably behoove you to suck up one of these spark enemies here. They're always nice to have. Spark is good as long as you're not flying in an area with lots of holes, because of course if you get hit, you're in deep trouble. So use the spark to your advantage here to get through this wraparound here. Lots of flashing enemies here. You can probably take them out with 1 or 2 sparks, then go all the way up. Proceed with the next part of the stage. This part's very annoying. A lot of fireball enemies, and of course the Rabbite enemy types that you cannot suck in or you will get killed or hit or hurt. So watch out for the tornado there. Take out the enemies as carefully as possible. Try not to lose your power-up here. Now, there is going to be a UFO power-up down here. If you like that sort of thing, then you want to come in there with nothing available so you can suck it in. One last little section to get through. Maybe take the first one out. Jump over the second one, or be very cautious. Get rid of your star. There's the UFO. Suck it in. Take it in. If you need health, kill the enemy, not the power-up like I just did. I'm feeling pretty saucy right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and move through it anyway. Alright, you got some cutter enemies. Again, you know, not too big of a deal if you lose the UFO here. Don't get killed or hurt by the nuclear bomb there. Continue to hurt and fly over everything that you see. And we're basically at the end of Stage 2 in World 6, so that wasn't too bad. And we're going to move on to Stage 3. Now, Stage 3, I would say, is not difficult, but the way that you get the hidden switch in this next stage is rather annoying, and it could require several attempts to do it. Fortunately, you have an infinite number of attempts to get it done. There's no time limit, and there is a way to go back and do it over again. It's not a dead end or a forced, point of the game where you have to scroll forward. But anyway, we're going to continue forward here. Just a few more simple enemies with nothing of note. So take in the spark enemy, get the health down at the bottom if you need it, which we're going to do. Then we're going to continue to move forward. There are 1 or 2 more fireball enemies here, so get rid of them expeditiously, and then continue on forward. Now, there will be a hammer sub-boss here, so you're going to want to take this thing out quickly, and you will need the hammer to access the next hidden switch here, so take him out fast. There we go, that wasn't too tough, seeing as how we did it way before we even started this level. So we have the hammer, we're going to go up, and we're going to take out this crate right here with the hammer. We're going to go all the way down to the bottom of this ship, and all the way over to the left. And as you get over there, you're going to see a bomb. Go ahead, take it out. There is a health power-up up there if you need it, blocked by a cutter enemy. I honestly don't know why I did that. It was pointless, but hey, I'm just demonstrating. So there it is. Now there's a hidden doorway right there. It's obstructed. You can't see it. I'm demonstrating once again. Destroy the bomb with a little puff of air if you need to, just like this. Go through the obstructed doorway, and you're going to take the passage on the left. Now pay very close attention here once I stop screwing this up. Go in the top left, and you're going to notice a fire enemy here and a fuse which is underwater. Now, if you know anything about science, obviously fire and water can't coexist. So the only way this is going to work is whenever you inhale an enemy and you gain their ability, you will notice for about a second it will use that ability to demonstrate what it looks like. So watch what I'm doing very carefully. It takes me a couple of attempts to get this because it's very tricky and finicky, even if you know what you're doing. So you have to get the fire enemy, suck it in, but don't create the ability until you're right at that spot right there. Use the fire and then go over to the cannon. You have to jump into the cannon. It's not enough to simply walk over to it. So now that we've done it 3 or 4 or 5 times, I think we should finally get it right about here. So there's the fire. And here's another 6 seconds of failure, so we're just going to zoom right past this again and get to the point where we do complete it, which is right about here. So get to that right point right there, get in the cannon, and finally there is our next hidden switch. Took long enough, but like I said, easier said than done. Alright, that's going to unveil another hidden area to get some extra lives, not that we care or need them in this run through. Alright, we're going to continue. We come out of there and we're going to go into this little hole in the mast, and we're going to go all the way up to the very top. Watch out for some of these very generic enemies here. You would think that they're not that tough, but they can cause you problems if you don't take them seriously. Go all the way up there, and there is a warp star at the very top of the mast, so take that, and that'll take you all the way to the next portion of this level. And you're going to see we're basically done right about now. We have one last little section here. A couple generic enemies that don't give you any abilities. And as we start getting into level 4, or level 6-4, I should say, I'm going to tell you that 4 is not nearly as difficult or annoying as 3 is, so that's kind of a good thing, I suppose. Take out these last couple enemies, watch out for the exploding coconut, and there is the end of 6-3. So we're finally through that. We're halfway done with this level. And we can move into some of the easier and trickier ones here, and you'll see what I mean as we approach them. So we're going to move into 6-4. Nothing too complicated. There's no real major abilities that you have to worry about for this one. It's just a hidden area, and I'll show you what I mean here. We're going to move on, get past the exploding coconuts. You could choose to fly up, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Nothing too bad here. Fly over most of the generic enemies. There is a bouncing ball enemy, which is very annoying. I've always hated those types, so dispatch of them as you please, or just simply let them go by, as I chose to do. Going to move on through. And we're almost done. We just have one little sword enemy to deal with. Get rid of it, or suck up the star block, destroy it. Get rid of the bomb, and there we go. Don't worry about going any further than that. Now, you could go down there if you want to. There's really no reason to. Once again, you could go down this way, too. If you have a hammer, you can destroy the bomb down there, which will lead to a section with 3 extra lives. Once again, pointless in a playthrough like this, where you're limited to only 7 lives total. So we're just going to continue on forward. We're going to go down at this point, destroy the bomb. And, again, you can't really go down there unless you approach from the other area. So continue to go down. Doesn't matter about the ability types right here. You have a cutter enemy, destroy it carefully. Be very careful of the spikes. Destroy the sword enemy here. take out the bomb. Pretty straightforward linear path right now. Now you're going to go into the water. Going to go around this spiked enemy here. Through a spiky section, there is a hidden little platform right here you can stand on to wait for this little sea urchin to go by. And right around here, I'm waiting for it to come back, but little did I know that it just disappeared and despawned and never came back. That's so unlike this game. Usually most enemies will respawn after you kill them and go off screen. But I'm not complaining. Thank you very much. Now, you're going to go down, and in this little alcove on the left, hit up. There's a hidden area with your next hidden switch. That one is very difficult to find unless you are the type of person that likes to explore every cryptic possibility in a game. Sometimes I like to do that, and that's one of the only reasons I found that switch. Alright, now we're going to continue on upward here toward the end of this part of the stage. Once again, a pretty linear path here. Just watch out for that bomb, which could be very tricky if you're not aware that it's there, but thankfully we were. We got one last little beam enemy. We haven't really used the beam attack since World 1 or 2, and I remember way back when I said that was one of my favorites. It still is, but I really just don't see it that often anymore. Alright, we got some exploding coconuts. Just find the right area, take it slow if you don't know how to handle it, and even if you do, you could probably get through here unscathed or taking one hit like that. So fly up to the top, go through. This is the last section here. Now you can do this a couple different ways. You can choose to fly under and run under on all the coconuts here, or you could fly over top, or you could choose to do what I'm doing here, suck in a coconut and blow it back out and destroy the enemies, just like that. However you choose to do it, I really don't care. Just get it over and done with. That final coconut will not hit you, so get to the end. And that's it for level 6-4. That wasn't too bad. No extra abilities needed. Now, stages 5 and 6 will need some extra abilities and some know-how to get through them. I will tell you, remember way back, there were a couple of occasions where I took a death or two. We're coming up on that point here, and you're going to see why. One of them is, it is what it is. The second one, I probably could have done without if I was a little bit more patient, but hey, you got 7 lives here. Dying once or twice is not the end of the world, so whatever. Alright, we're going to head on through this igloo right about now, and we have the ice ability. We haven't seen that one quite a bit. And you're going to climb up this little hill here. There's lots of different enemy types. Just continue to go up. This is where it gets kind of annoying. You have the laser enemy, and I could have avoided that one very easily, but I was foolish and a little bit egotistical, thinking it wasn't going to hit me. Oh well. And watch out for this bomb. I did notice it, and thankfully that laser enemy didn't get me. Go through the door. Now, right about here, this isn't too bad. Gives you a section to go around. Just be very careful with this one. Go down underneath. That one can get you if you're not careful. So, watch what happens here. Take that one out. Get rid of the bomb. There are 3 sword enemies down here. Thankfully, that bomb is going to break the ice and kill all 3 of them here. There's one more sword enemy up here, so don't let that one catch you off guard. Destroy it. Go through this next door. And let's see what's over here. Now, that sucks. Thought we could suck them both up, but we stopped sucking a little too early. That's going to be an outtake. I guarantee it. Alright, we're going to keep on going through here. We have the fire. Now, the fire is necessary to get this next hidden switch. And we're going to keep on moving. Now, notice all of the enemies up in the air here. That is dangerous, and that is done on purpose to keep you down on the ground here. So that is what makes this extremely difficult. I knew in the back of my head that was a possibility because of all those enemies up there. Unfortunately, it didn't matter, and I took a death right there. So, what am I doing? I just destroyed a bomb, and there's another one I need to destroy as well. Now, you notice there's a little fuse rope right there, right? Well, you need to set up to get this hidden switch. So, watch what happens. We're going to go down there. We're going to burn this fuse and then fly up immediately. We're already probably not going to get it on time. So go up quickly. Notice how the fuse is moving. Yeah, we took way too much time. Not even down there anywhere close to it. And the problem is when you get down there and you fail, you have to come back out. You're almost guaranteed to take a hit unless you have the correct ability to defend yourself. Unfortunately, we didn't. Now we have to go back down here to get the fire. And we're going to try it one more time. So here it comes. Suck it in. Keep on moving on up, destroy everything, and oh my goodness, we are in deep trouble. On one screen, losing 2 lives in one screen, is that a possibility? Could it happen? Will it happen? I know the answer, but we're going to find out shortly here. Alright, now both of the bombs have been destroyed. Destroy the fuse, fly up quickly, let's see if we can get this. Move fast, and oh my lord. Losing 2 lives on one screen. Not my finest moment here in gaming, and certainly not in Kirby. But again, I knew this was a possibility. We are getting toward the end of the game, and these are certainly not easy stages compared to what we ended up facing earlier in the game. So we're at 3 deaths right now. Let's see if we can finally get through this without giving up any more cheapies. Alright, destroy the fuse. Fly up quickly, fly up fast. Can we get over the enemies without taking hits and get down in the hole? Oh, we took a hit, but can we get down there in time? And, oh, we barely get there. Alright, so finally, there's our last hidden switch. We finally get hidden switch number 6 out of 6. Oh, I lied. Switch 5. Alright, we got one more to go. Now, that is definitely the most annoying one to get by far. And whoa, look at that, by the way. There was the exit the whole time. So, I would much prefer to have one of those deaths back if I could have helped it, but we're only at 3. We have 7, so we're not even halfway to the point where we need to be worried right now. Alright, now what are we doing? We're going back, and the reason we're going back is because in order to get this final hidden switch, we need to have the fireball ability. Now, there are a couple stages that you could get it. We're going to go back to this arena stage here where the lion is, and if you destroy it, it will give you the fireball type. Now, right about here, I will tell you I have not faced the lion in quite a bit, and I actually forgot how to take him down. So I was being a little egotistical here, thinking I could just stand right in front of him, and he would throw the stars out, much like the football player. Obviously, that didn't happen, so I had to learn the hard way and remember how to fight this boss all over again. So you're going to jump over him, not like that. That's pretty embarrassing, taking 3 straight hits in a row. We finally figure it out, I think, I hope. All right, there's the Flame Man. We have 2 more to go, 2 more hits, I believe. There's the star. There we go, and we take another hit. Honestly, I'm not that upset right now because, as you know, when you destroy an enemy in the arena, you always get full health reinstated here, so whatever. All right, there's a star we could have used, but it was way over there. I'm not going to get too upset about that. One more dash in, and here comes the star. Suck it in. Finally get it. And we're finally ready to move on to the final stage of this World 6 Orange Ocean here. So let's get out of there. Move all the way over to the right, float on over there, and let's see what this is going to have entailed for us here. Now, I will tell you it is made of ice, and there is a reason that the fireball makes sense, right? Think about what fire does to ice. Alright, now, we need to hold on to this fireball attack. We do not want to lose it, because otherwise, obviously, we need to complete the level, come back, do it all over again. So here's where it works. It's going to be in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. So you want to drop down in this hole here, and I'm being very cautious because there's several enemies there that can cause me a problem. I can get frozen, zapped, whacked by a sword. Trying to be careful. Now, you're going to come down here, down in this little hole area, and we're going to use the fireball to break through these little ice blocks here. So watch what we're doing. You're going to stand right there, burn right through. So that's how it works. Go through the doorway, and there's the switch. So that wasn't too hard. It was right at the start of the stage. And the pathway is finally clear to go on and complete this world now. We have all of the hidden switches for Orange Ocean here. So let's go ahead and continue on forward and finish this stage and finish this world here. So we're going to continue to go up through the hole. Watch out for the sword enemies, obviously. Go through the igloo on top of an ice block. That makes total sense, right? And, ooh, lots of UFO enemies here. Tell me how this makes sense. Tell me how the continuity here exists, right? You go from ice to outer space. Whatever. I'm not the game designer. It's a game. Okay. Moving on forward here. Now we're in the UFO. One of my personal favorites. Take out the enemies. Keep on zooming on forward. That's pretty much it. You're at the end of this stage area right here. So get the health if you need it. Go through the door right here. And you're going to have a couple different options. You can go top or bottom. It does not make much of a difference either way. I chose to go on the bottom here. Now, you have 2 little sub-bosses here, the ice block throwers, and we've faced these guys before, I think way back in stage 2. If you think way back, this is where we first got the ice block freeze ability, I should say. So now that it's clear to go, we're going to go ahead and start hitting them with the UFO ability here, and watch as we get in there and just start whacking them with the beam attack. In the spaceship, you can't touch us, right? Well, actually, they probably could, and they just did. Alright, I don't think we're going to get it back. That's okay. Taking the ice block. And we got one of them. Okay, now what did we get? We got the freeze attack back. Good. We can use the ice blocks to our advantage. Just get right in there. Smash them with the ice. And we're good to go. Alright. Now we have an underwater section in a cavern here. Pretty simple. Just fly up on top. You can fly over pretty much every single enemy in this area. I don't know why this area exists. You have one area right here. That enemy could jump out of the water, which he did. Not a big deal. That guy can't touch us. Keep on moving over. You have one sword enemy blocking the door, so that's the only major thing you got to worry about. Take it out. Continue on forward. You have a screen that shouldn't exist with an igloo. Go through it. And now we have one of the last encounters with the Meta Knights here. And these ones aren't too tough. Just take them out quickly. Now, the freeze one didn't do a whole lot of damage there. So, we're going to get rid of it, knowing that it's not very helpful. You're probably best off just sticking with the normal inhaling ability and shooting the knights toward each other here. So, that's what we've chosen to do. And it was the correct decision, obviously. We're going to take them in. Try to get rid of these guys pretty quickly. It's nothing you haven't seen before. If you've seen it once, you've probably seen it a million times. There are a little bit of, there's a little bit of variance with the Meta Knights from stage to stage, but this one obviously is not that difficult. So, get rid of them. Do what you normally do. The only ones you have to really be concerned about, as always, are the trident throwers. And we've got one more to go, speaking of a trident thrower. And that's it. And boom, that's the end of the stage right there. We had one final encounter with the knights. And we can finally move on to the boss here. Now, I will tell you that this is going to be a lot of sword melee attacking against the boss. It's mono e mono, or pinko e pinko, so to speak, right? Now, you don't have to do what I'm doing right here. Don't worry about backtracking. I forgot that there's a sword at the start of this boss fight here, so don't worry about going back to get hammers, or really any melee attacks here. So we're back into Orange Ocean. And we're finally at the boss, so go all the way over to the far right where King DDD's ugly mugshot is. Now, notice this. Get it. Pick it up. Just take it, and the boss is going to come right down to the bottom. You're just going to smash him as many times as you possibly can with the sword. Now, bear in mind, in doing this, you are probably, and you will, take some hits here. It's just a matter of who can mash the button faster without getting hit. So it's basically 50% chance of winning this here. Gave him a couple more hits. One more hit should do it, and we got him. So that wasn't too bad. Again, just get in there quickly, and look, the boss gets away. So we got rid of him. That took care of that. We did take a couple extra deaths in this world. It is by far one of, if not the trickiest levels in the entire game, but it's out of the way. Next level is going to be Rainbow Resort, but we're going to save that for the next portion of this challenge. So thank you very much, as always, for watching. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video.